What is going on to you Scorpios? So you Scorpios actually have the Six of Cups, the Justice, and you Scorpios have the Three of Wands. So obviously we already been down this road before. The Six of Cups is all about how an ex is coming back, right? Yes, trying to come back in, trying to get their foot back in the door, because you Scorpios are so good to them, they just can't leave you alone, right? But the Justice, right? The Justice and the Three of Wands represents you don't want to have anything to do with them. You Scorpios are letting bygones be bygones. You're not even in the vicinity, right? The Six of Cups, this person, life is kicking their butt. So because life is kicking their butt, that's the reason why it is that they come back. They come back because life is kicking their butt some way, right? Whether they're thinking about you a lot, whether they went out there, tried to compare you to everybody else, and then they found out that you were pretty much the best person for them. And now they look really stupid, and they feel stupid too, because they actually spent a lot of their time wasting their time dating other people instead of just being good with you and creating a happy family, right? You know, and when I say happy family, I'm not even necessarily talking about little ones. I'm talking about the family is the relationship that you're building. The two of you become family, right? And then the children come afterwards. But they're now coming back because they supposedly learned their lesson, right? Now you Scorpios are that apple of their eye. You Scorpios are who they want right now. And the Justice represents life is kicking them in the butt. Because you Scorpios didn't do anything to them. You didn't have any reason to treat these people like garbage. And here they are, they thought that you Scorpios were weak for treating them well, right? Because again, they're stupid. So that here they go making terrible decisions because they have this delusion of grandeur that says that it's wrong for somebody to treat their significant other with respect, right? It means that they're weak, right? So here they were trying to play into the game, right, of creating arguments, testing you, testing your interest levels and all that crap, all that delusional nonsense. And you Scorpios, obviously you wasn't down for it. Y'all been over here, y'all got the game, y'all know what it is that they're doing. So you decided, you know what, you're not putting up with it, and you stopped talking to them, right? Because you Scorpios saw that that was a game that they're playing. And it's a terrible game, because games are supposed to be fun. And excuse me, it just seemed like those people were just trying to come up with creative ways to disrespect you and to cause you heartbreak, when they should have been taking that same creativity and putting it into an area that can actually use their creativity to develop themselves, to make the would-be relationship better. But they didn't do that. Instead of them doing that, they decided that them being disrespectful and playing the game is better. That's why they goofy behinds is over here now coming over to you Scorpios, trying to reach back out to you when you Scorpios don't give a damn. And then you have the Three of Wands. So now the Three of Wands is all about how you Scorpios are, like I said, you don't care because you've already moved on. That's water up underneath the bridge. So the situation for you Scorpios is that the situation for you Scorpios is that you're already onto different things. You're already onto a different part of your life. It's not even a phase. It's just that you Scorpios have changed, right? You've changed. You've learned. You've grown. You're not the same, right? Obviously, you've changed. That's healthy to do that. It's healthy to develop oneself over time. Someone who is striving to be the exact same in every single way that they were 10 years ago, that's a problem. That means that their growth has stagnated. Has stagnated. It's stagnated. So because it's stagnated, guess what that means? That means that they're not actually going anywhere in life. They're the exact same way that they were. Exact same way that they were. They didn't develop. They never changed ever. Things didn't grow. Things didn't become better with time and blossom. But that's not where you Scorpios are. You Scorpios have most definitely changed. And you're not even they're not even on the same playing field with you. Like, you Scorpios are playing your own game. You're doing your own thing. Your mind is so far beyond the nonsense to the point where you Scorpios don't hold it against them for contacting you, but you're just not going to contact them back. You know what I mean? You're just not going to contact them back. And the thing is that the Chariot and the Ace of Wands is all about how now here comes them texting you a lot back. Because they want to know why you're not texting back. Why, even if you are texting or reaching back out, texting back, why it is that you're telling them to get out of here. Why you're not giving them a favorable reply that they're looking for. And the answer to that question is because you Scorpios are not stupid. You Scorpios have learned from your mistakes. You understand that going back and forth with this person is a waste of your time. Because nowadays, a lot of relationships, especially the ones that you see on the internet, nowadays, a lot of relationships are just based upon like time wasting, playing this power struggle. All these couples, how come none of them are getting rich? All these couples, how come none of them are starting families? How come none of them are building businesses? How come they're not leaving something back for the next generation, right? i.e. their children to have, so on and so forth, building a dynasty with that. Because because it's too much time being spent based upon power struggling. Who's going to be leadership role and roles and powership positions, and it's too downstairs. It's too small-minded. Most people in relationships, especially the ones on the internet in particular, are so caught up and so delusional. They're so caught up with all the wrong things, leadership position and stuff like this. Everybody is trying to be an Indian chief and not people wanting to be Indians. What do I mean by that? Everybody is jockeying for an Indian chief position. Everybody wants to be the top dog. Everybody wants to be the alpha. Everybody wants to be the progenitor or the I ain't even gonna say it, but the progenitor of a clan or a group, a tribe. But people don't want to be number two. Everybody want to be number one, but a lot of people don't want to be number two. Not even realizing that number two is co-captain. Number two has just as much power as number one does. It's just that number two is number one standing on the side as to where number one is standing in the middle. I'll let y'all figure that out. Anyway, huge piece of game I just put on y'all. Anyway, so because this person wanted to waste their time, the Tower, the King of Pentacles, and the Hierophant is about how, since that's the case, a lot of you Scorpios, you see this for what it is. It's not a very good functional relationship. You and this person just don't get along. You just don't. And I see a lot of you Scorpios are tired, and the Tower is Scorpio. So you Scorpios are doing what you need to. You're letting this delusion that this person has, you're letting it, you're letting it be a delusion. Some of you Scorpios may even begin to talk to them, but you may tell them, hey, listen, you don't want to be with them. But regardless of whether you Scorpios talk to them or not, they're still, this ex is still not picking up that you Scorpios are down with it. They're getting that you're not down with it anymore. You're not. And the Hierophant and the Eighth King of Pentacles represents, now they're trying to appease to you, right? They're trying to appease to you, trying to make it seem like, well, if you Scorpios decide to get back together with them, they will change. And us, come on now, Scorpio, we know that that's not going to work well. We know this. The Hierophant is about how we know this. You trust your gut, and what your gut is telling you is the Strength card. Don't say too much. Don't do too much. Why? Because where you are and where this person is two different paths. Truly. You and this person want something different. You Scorpios actually want to establish things. Because when it comes to, like I said before, to go into it, to go deeper into that, when it comes to modern day relationships, there's a whole lot of time wasting. This is why there's much more older generations with children than there is younger generations with children, because younger generations now are not having as much children. Why? Because so many people are so caught up in the playing of games, mind games. How you gonna do that when the two sides don't even like each other? They can't even agree with one another to get together and have these children, to have a loving family. When everybody wants to be the Indian chief, everybody is fighting, jockeying for the position, the power struggle. You can't. Somebody has to be number one. Another person has to be number two. But there's a caveat even with that, because people don't know how to be number one without disrespecting number two. And number two doesn't know how to be number two without trying to overthrow or create mutiny on number one. Where it's this constant battle of, well, I gotta move up in the world. So number one, the number two has to always undermine number one. A lot of us don't know how to do that anymore, Scorpio. This is why a lot of people talking about they poor. You poor because part of it, I have the answer for it, but that's a whole other rabbit hole. That's a whole other, we ain't even gonna get into that on this video. That's something else. But that's a completely separate thing. But part of the reason why it is that we poor is because our generations suck, because we don't know how to get along. And that's not what you Scorpios are looking for. You Scorpios are not looking to bump heads, be in a power struggle. You're actually looking to, I don't know, get along with your significant other. And there's nothing wrong with that. So a lot of you Scorpios are allowing your silence to speak for you, which is not a difficult thing, especially for Scorpio or Taurus. There's so much, the Strength in the Knight of Swords, there's so much that you Scorpios can say to the person, but you won't say it to them. Let's clarify the Strength card. Ace of Cups, Five of Wands, Magician, Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords. The Ace of Cups and the Five of Wands, for you Scorpios, you have a lot more to offer. And someone, and person that you're being with has to respect you and not be in this power struggle with you. Otherwise, it's not going to work. The Magician and the Seven of Swords, and this person has not demonstrated, has not shown you that they are capable of actually getting along with another person. And the Eight of Swords, you would be stupid. You Scorpios understand that you would be stupid to get back together with them. So, ooh, those are strong words, Scorpio. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. There's a link in the comment section below called a Linktree link. Click on it. It will redirect you to a website where there's all the ways to get a personal reading from me, as well as a birth chart reading, as well as the books that I have that are on Amazon. Peace.